once again it's time to take the backstop apart, repair and restuff it and all of that. Found some couple interesting things, one or two amusing ones this time that I'll show you as we go along here. I see Billy and Bobby and Joey and Ass Nuts. Oops, can't fit that in there. Anyway, every once in a while, I already had a couple of pieces of cardboard cut to fit the face here, and then another pizza box lid or bottom on the front and in there. I got a whole stack of pizza boxes over there to do that with, and then put one, you know, a layer of junk mail, catalogs, whatever, another pizza box, layer of junk mail, pizza box, until I get back up. Work my way up to the what would be the back of the backstop, which is the top of this economy storage box from Staples. That's inch thick hard styrofoam insulation. I should have bought 2 pieces, or 3 or 4 pieces instead of 2, so I could get 2 full ones. I was putting them in like that, or you know, whichever. But this time I'm going to put them in like that instead of having an air gap there, because you can see at the top of that one. See it better that way. The top of that one and this one, with that air gap, a hornet went right through. Didn't have enough to make this, you know, sandwich where you actually got 4 inches of solid hard styrofoam to stop it once it's gone through everything else. So we will remedy that. And it's getting darker and a little lighter as bands of dark clouds come in from the south. So it's, one of you guys on the groups on Facebook was right. It's kind of like we say in Northeast Ohio, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. So I'll just get right to it with the good. The bad. And the ugly. Ugly little spent pellets. And here is the bottom fourth or so with all the catalogs and magazines and junk like that all shot up. Here's one from B&H Photo in Manhattan. 3 levels of fun. Oh, I got the center of that catalog shot right through. Separated the pages, took a lot of pellets and junk out of it. Saboes and whatnot. And a perfect 25 caliber hole right through the middle of that Cabela's catalog. 25 Hornet. Hey, dang old fart, put your glasses back on. The hell you shooting at? Yeah, you won't be sleeping in that sleeping bag anymore either. 25 cal made a perfect round hole right through it. You can see how fast that pellet was traveling out of the trail 25. Hoorah! Get some! Owie! Dang it, who the hell you shooting at, you old fart? Got a 25 cal right through his wrist. You know I do that. That goose got his wings shot off. It kind of reminds me of Pop as a CB with them pom-pom guns shooting at them zeros, blowing the wings off of them. Dang it, I missed. Yeah, there really was only 10% off when we got the right one. And you can see these catalogs are pretty well shot up that were in the bottom of the box, which is to say the front. Confetti, anyone? Then dig through all the confetti to find spent pellets and bits and pieces and sabots and whatnot. It took a little while to dig through all that. That's just something I usually do so I can save the jar of that lead to remold. The spent pellet jar got a little heavier, that's for sure. And here's those Umarex hypervelocities that Umarex had made in Hungary. I don't know what them Hungarians made them things out of, but I can clean them up, put them back together, and use them. And those dang little bullets went through about 5 inches of stuff. So that was pretty good. And here I traced a pizza box and cut it to fit inside the bottom of the box, which is the front, and taped it up on the inside. And flipped it over and taped it up on the outside, which is the bottom of the box that becomes the front as a backstop. And here's a pizza box I reused to put in the bottom, what is literally the bottom, and cut a pizza box to fit on top of that, so it's all covered using the size of the box. And here's that 10 mil plastic folded over about 2.5 times. That green saboed got stuck in it. And these muscle heads asses are mine now. And layered some more catalogs and magazines and junk mail as evenly as possible on top of that. And another piece of pizza box. That's about half a box, in other words. And more mail and tabloids and all kind of junk like that for about 2 inches, and then another pizza box half. And I used the old instructions I don't need anymore, and those great big lacquered paste boards they put in the mail. And I put 2 of these on top of all of that so that it winds up looking like this. And then the styrofoam insulation board things I taped up with the larger back sections buttoned together. And then I had to tape the cardboard I had on the back on there. Got that all done. Flip it over, and you got to cut a piece of pizza box to fit on the top, which is now the bottom of the box, which is now the front, with packing tape. And here we go. It's all ready to rock and roll again. It's surprisingly light, but I got harder packing stuff in and packed it down good. And here it is back in position across the room. Okay. Well, it's a little involved, but not that bad. And this is my latest version of the junk mail backstop. As you can see, I had 6 or 7 pizza boxes stacked up. I still got about 3.5 there. And I used more pizza boxes, layering it up and repairing it and all of that to give more density for the pellets have to go through. It'll be through a pizza lid and then some junk mail, another pizza lid, junk mail lid, junk mail lid. And as I showed you, I put the wider parts of the styrofoam insulation board against each other so it fills up the sides around those small parts a little more to keep the stray ones from going through the edges of the box and into the wall. So they'll have at least 2 inches of hard styrofoam they have to get through after going through maybe half a dozen pizza lids or so, 4 or 5, 6. And then the junk mail, and then through at least 2 inches of insulation board, possibly 4 inches if it goes through the middle 2/3 or so. I've got to get another sheet of that stuff so I can make it to where it's 4 solid sheets from side to side, top to bottom. So it'll be 4 solid inches of hard foam that thing's got to make it through before it gets to the wall, or anywhere else for that matter. But it's a lot more sturdy this time, more heavy duty inside. I've been messing around with it to, this is about the 3rd, 4th time now I've redone that thing just to find ways to make it more heavy duty inside to trap the pellets. And that was interesting with those RWS hypervelocity ones, the ones made by Umarex in Hungary. like a green sabot with a 20 caliber pellet in it. That dang thing's about 3/8 of an inch long. I was surprised. That bullet takes up most of the inside of that sabot, as you saw. And I had that piece of 10 mil plastic I drape across the archway here, so I can keep the air conditioner on and the heat, and it stays in here basically. The sabot got stuck in about halfway through the plastic, and the pellet kept going. And the pellets are in perfect shape. I could actually, those things are in such good condition, I could clean them up and put them back together. Might just do that for the heck of it. That's interesting, something like that, where you can just use it again and again because it hasn't been damaged enough to make it where you can't use it. And even with the 160 pellet gun, bolt action, the CO2 rifle, those things load real smooth with the bolt action. Those are nice. So that Umarex Fusion should be able to use those things pretty easy in 22 caliber anyway. I don't know if I've seen them things in 177, to be honest. They're 11 grain though, for a low to mid power. Yeah, but not a lower powered 22 pellet rifle, CO2 pump, whatever. Though that weight of pellet would be really good, and it's surprising that those pellets in those green sabots hold together that well with all the credit cards, other firm kind of multi-layered packed junk mail I got packed down in that box. That was amazing. And here I thought it was clouding up like it was, dark bands of clouds. Here it was bands of blue. It was another front of clear weather was pushing the storm clouds through from south to north. I just get the boys to get some gas and cut the grass. That'd be great. But anyway, that's it for this time. So, good Lord willing, the creeks don't rise. We'll see you again.